100.
Hey, we've got a new airport. This week, Porter Airlines officially launched service from the new Montreal Metropolitan Airport in Saint-Hubert, betting the travelers will embrace the city's second commercial airport. The airline says nearly half of the Montreal region's population can reach the South Shore Airport faster than Trudeau, offering shorter travel times, easier parking, perhaps a less stressful airport experience. So let's talk about our new airport. First things first, let's speak to someone who was on the inaugural flight at Montreal Met Airport. Sarah Ramkissoon is on the line. Sarah, welcome to the program. Now listen, when you booked your ticket, did you know you were flying out of a new airport, or did you just are you one of those people that thought you were flying out of Trudeau and realized afterwards?
No, I am definitely, I knew exactly what I was doing. I, in fact, live in Toronto. I came explicitly to Montreal to fly that flight. It isn't every day that we get a new airport. First of all, inaugural flights are always kind of fun. You're, shiny new route. But how often do we get a new airport in Canada? I mean, that's pretty exciting. And Montreal is such a lovely place to visit anyway. I was happy to see friends and combine multiple things.
Sarah, this just keeps getting better and better. You're gung ho. You want to experience these things.
I absolutely did. It was not an accident, unlike one of the passengers in my article that I wrote who found herself arriving in. She was visiting from Vancouver. She found herself arriving in Trudeau, but to her amazement, departing from somewhere else.
Sarah, so give me the review here. What should our listeners know about Montreal's new airport and the experience?
Well, I think, first of all, you'll find it a lot calmer than the big, international airport. Obviously, it's not going to work for every flight because there are a limited number of flights. It is local and domestic. But it's a refreshing sort of experience to go through, to be able to go through from arriving in the airport and be at your gate in 15, 20 minutes at most. Most of that time, for me, was actually going through security. I think there's still probably some work there ironing out, making those procedures a little more streamlined. But outside of that, it is so nice to be able to arrive, to be able to know that you're going to make it to the gate, not have to cater an extra couple of hours. A very easy airport to navigate, no question of getting lost.
Yeah, and Sarah, you flew to Vancouver, on that inaugural Porter flight?
I did. When you choose an inaugural flight, here's the funny thing. You have no control over your destination. So I flew to Vancouver, and an hour and a half later, I flew to Toronto to get back home. So it really was a labor of love and a testimony to my desire to support the new airport, to experience it. I had seen pictures that Porter displayed. I was curious because it's out a little, it is closer for downtown Montreal as to get to, but it's not yet on the train line, etc. So it's a beautiful airport, by the way, in terms of my sense of the takeoff. The runway, unlike, again, bigger airports where you're lined up behind 12 different planes or 15, we were able to leave on time. There isn't a lot of traffic in terms of the number of planes landing, no waiting for a gate, waiting. So, I think you're going to find, my guess is you're going to find that your flights arrive and land on time.
Sarah,
it's a lot more reliability.
Listen, you're awesome. You're a firecracker. You're so well spoken. You come back, okay? Every time you want to talk about an airport, you call us, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Elias.
That's Sarah Ramkissoon took the inaugural flight at Montreal Met Airport in Saint-Hubert. Now let's head over to Michael Deluce, President and CEO of Porter Airlines. He's on the line. Michael, welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning, Elias. Thanks for having me.
How big a week was this?
This was a fantastic week. We've been working on this project for 3 years, and on Monday we launched the grand opening of the Met, and we launched with 11 new domestic destinations, all that will be spooled up and launched over the coming days. And by Sunday, we'll have our entire network up and running. And we also have a fantastic partnership with Pascan Aviation that is operating into regional Quebec, into smaller destinations, and feeding back and forth between Porter and Pascan.
And what are the advantages here, right? I mean, obviously Trudeau has always been an option here. What are the advantages to flying out of Saint-Hubert?
Well, this is all about speed, convenience, and service. From a speed perspective, 50% of the Montreal residential population has a shorter drive time to the airport. But when you get to the airport, you save an incredible amount of time. You do not need to leave an extra hour because you're worried about getting through the airport. This is going from the curb to the aircraft in minutes. And as you wait for your aircraft, you're sitting in what is no different than a business class lounge. And I had the pleasure of talking to a lot of passengers on Monday. I was there as well for a series of the first departing flights, and passengers were blown away by it. And I can say I've been to not every airport, but almost every airport in Canada. This is by far the nicest airport in Canada. Mm-hmm. It will be the envy of the country, and it will be the talk of the town in Montreal as people try it for the first time, experience it, and tell their friends and family about it.
Now, I've only seen the images. The interior images are striking. I think it's like beautiful architecture on the inside here. Now, Michael, are the costs to operate out of the Met Airport, are the costs lower, and does that mean that tickets can be a little cheaper?
Yeah, that's right. The costs are lower than the alternative airport, YUL, and so as a result of that, airlines certainly have the ability and are passing on savings to customers. So not only is it a better, faster option, but it's likely a cheaper option than the alternative airport.
What does success look like to you at this airport? I don't know if it's short-term, medium, long-term views, but what does success look like?
Success is that the community and passengers of Montreal, but also those going to Montreal, love the airport, and we get the same reaction that we did when we launched Billy Bishop Airport in Toronto 20 years ago. It truly became a fabric of the community, disrupted the travel system in the city, and we intend to do that in Montreal, and the initial results have been far exceeding our expectations. By Sunday, we're going to be moving, as an airport, 4,000 plus passengers a day. And you're going from nothing to 4,000 a day in 1 week. It's truly incredible.
So the early returns are consumers are voting with their wallet. They want this experience.
And they haven't even experienced it yet. Once they do, they will have a tough time ever going to any other airport because this is just so night and day, and it's going to be an experience that people have never had before, certainly in the Montreal market.
What does this mean for Porter and Trudeau long term? Do you see a future where you're not flying out of there, or you can offer both? What does that mean?
No, Porter intends to offer service and continue offering service to both great airports in Montreal. Each has its own catchment area. And as well, Porter has a very strong partnership with Air Transat, where we code-share through a joint venture, enabling Transat passengers to connect on to Porter flights and vice versa. So both airports will remain very core to us. But Porter, at this point in time, is the only airline offering people coming or going from Montreal the option of both great airports. And so it's a offering that no one else matches today.
Now, long term, can you fly international, southern U.S.? Can you what else can you do out of that airport long term?
Well, today it's a domestic only airport. ADM at YUL has a contract and monopoly that was given to them 40 or 50 years ago on international flying. Now, the context of the Met wasn't even there, and obviously they have severe capacity constraints. Mm-hmm. So, we're focused on launching an incredible domestic product. And if the community and local politicians start, looking for additional flight options, like you said, easy flights to New York or Florida, then absolutely we have the ability to execute on that and the desire to provide that incremental service to the community.
Any issues this week? Any kinks you need to iron out?
Nothing other than very small operational items. I was beyond impressed by how ready the teams were. A lot of work went into this launch, and so it was about as seamless of a first flights and a spool up to 138 weekly flights by Sunday. Mm-hmm. Is an incredible achievement by the entire team at the airport and at the terminal.
Listen, I have listeners pressing you for a flight to Charlottetown. They want to get to PEI on a plane. So, Michael, take that for what it's worth. Thanks for coming on this morning.
Excellent. Thank you.
Michael Deluce, President and CEO of Porter Airlines.
iHeartRadio is throwing it back.
2010s, the decade.
To the days of huge hits and unforgettable anthems. A non-stop stream of the biggest and best.
Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce, Katy, Gaga, The Weeknd,
and more. All your decade-defining favorites, all in one place.
Hi, it's Katy Perry.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
This is Kesha.
Find 2010's The Decade on the free iHeartRadio app. Preset the station so it's always one tap away.